Alright, hello everyone. I am testing out new recording software. This could all be a big waste of time. I did a little test video with it. I didn't love the audio, but I can't really seem to get the input to be any louder. But we'll see how the final product sounds. So for a while I've been thinking of the idea of doing a FM series. We'll see how far this goes. I kind of want to do I couldn't really decide if I wanted it to be sort of tutorials because I like to teach or like a more traditional let's play, a career mode little story deal. I decided to kind of do both. A little about me, like I said, it's in my nature to want to teach people, so I may in this let's play get down on some really granular stuff. Uh, my FM background. I guess I'll give those credentials. I'm not like a FM genius or anything, but I definitely have a lot of experience. I was just counting my Steam numbers, and since about FM, I think it was since FM 11, I've logged a total of 30 something thousand hours. To be fair, I'm sure occasionally I was lazy and left the game on overnight, but still a lot of hours in this game. I'm going with AC Milan. This is FM23, obviously, the newest one. Only been out a couple weeks. Really been liking it. Been getting a lot of hate. Personally, there's some minor adjustments, and I like them. And I think the game engine's a little better. As long as the game gets a little better every year, I'm happy. That and my squad update. Um, have already done one season as Chelsea. Well, not a whole season, but I'm kind of on the run in there. But really good season with Chelsea. I wanted to do something a little different though. AC Milan, not exactly a small team, but I think they have a lot of really cool talent. In fact, people I wanted to bring to Chelsea, I did bring Rafael Leao over. Could not get Sandro Tonali. They wanted like 250 million for him. It was ridiculous. And Tonali, somebody probably since about I don't know, FM19. I think almost every team I get Tonali. He's finally getting the price tag he deserves in this one, though. I did give myself a proper. I'm American. I thought about even putting in the character setup to show you guys, anyone who might not get into this aspect of the game. It's very can have real impacts on how you set up your nationalities. Like I'm coaching an Italian team. I decided to be American second nationality Italian. Second nationality will automatically give you that language. So you'll speak Italian, and then I picked. You want to pick the most likely to see um, languages in your league for your others. So I think I went Spanish, French, and maybe German. No, I was gonna go Portuguese, but see, I even thinking about it down to this level. Like, I went with German over Portuguese because there's a EU player restriction in Serie A, so I doubt I will be talking to as many South Americans as usual, Brazilians and such. Okay, so let's take a look at the squad. Here's our club vision. Real quick. Sign players under. That's exactly what I like to do. You're going to see me sign a lot of young players. I dig it. And then just work within the payroll. End of current season. Challenge for the title. Challenge for the cup. Competitive in Champions League. Good. Okay. Hmm. End of 23, 24. That's okay. So they expect me to be in the Champions League and challenging for it, and then just maintain the title challenge. I think by next year, if not this year, I think we can win the title. Okay, I like the this division of the supporter culture and the coaching culture this year. That's one thing that hasn't gotten a lot of. Uh, I don't feel like enough people have given credit to that. I don't really know how much it affects the gameplay, but I think it is a good touch as far as immersion. So this is what I always do. Oh, here's another really weird fact about me. Uh, this might sound unbelievable, but in so I did start playing. I think FM10, maybe FM11, one of those. And like I said, 30 something thousand hours. I have never skipped a press conference. I've never sent an assistant to a press conference. I've never not personally handled any kind of interaction like that. I don't like arranging an inter squad friendly. It's usually just a pain in the butt, especially if you got a bunch of injured players and you're just moving your squads all around to have everybody ready just a couple days in. Uh, I like, I don't need their advice too much. I usually do every 2 weeks. They, they still end up annoying me, and I always wish I did once a month. But you will get some good info from these meetings sometimes. Okay. You see, I get that's a proper Italian name, Luciano Olive Garden. Playing with a fairly large database. And there you go. We allowed to register the first two non-EU players we signed this season. Any further signings will not be allowed to take part. So that's the little special Italian rule. Oh, the one mod I am playing with um, is there wasn't even a good face pack mod yet, so somebody needs to get on the ball on that. But I am playing with some club name corrections though, but went properly. And yeah, no Partenone. It is Napoli. Beautiful. I also kind of had an idea with this AC Milan side. I kind of want to. There's a lot of good Italian just scattered around the league. There's a good mix of talent and wonder kids. In fact, in FM22, I had one of my favorite playthroughs was with Roma, where I basically decided I'd be Mourinho last year, and some of my favorite players, Nicolo Nicolo Zaniolo, especially. Like I love that dude. Where's Zaniolo? Am I blind? Zalewski wasn't really good enough last year. I think he got a pretty good upgrade. Can't really see a lot, but I can tell he's better than last year. Fatakami is still a really good wonder kid. But let's look at our squad. So this is my so one thing if you are new to FM, you want to change the default screen. People even like I mean, if you're feeling lazy, it's no shame. People publish I could save this and screen and publish it in the workshop. But you can go to uh, you can customize current view. I've added lots of stuff on mine. I like to see The transfer value is added. Assistant coach ability, guess at their ability, their potential. Added homegrown status, very important. Also, homegrown status. If you are a new football manager player, uh, can be a little challenging to learn. I don't think it was until I played Football Manager that I even kind of realized, you know, the sort of stringent rules, usually just for registering your Champions League squad. But you want to think of it, you want to have a total of 8 players that are trained in nation, 4 that are trained at the club at any given time. So you want to keep your best players of that nature. You can get away with having a little less if your team's not too big, or if you've got some youth players that don't need to take up some slots. But oh, such great talent on this team. Okay, like one of my favorite midfielders, Tonali. There's just something about Liao. He's an exciting dude. Coming from the wing, and my Chelsea save where I bought him, I actually played him the pure 9, just running in behind, beating the offside trap. I mean, those are ridiculous stats. And he's 23, 17 dribbling, 15 finishing, 16 first touch. The physicals are insane. And right now, his only trait is knocks ball past the opponent. Okay, we're not going to go individual training right now. Let's look at the squad a little more. Also, you got Kalulu, fantastic, fantastic. I think a better right back than center back. I say that. I mean, to be that like just so good defensively as a fullback, but still have 11 crossing, pretty good pace. I mean, not doing like very good pace, 16, 14 acceleration. He's not. I don't think he's the greatest jumper. Let's see. Yeah, jumping reach 11, and why can't I see anything? Hitting 14. And it's not bad, but we also have Tamori lighten it up. That is a quick center half right there. Very good on the ball too for a center half. 13 passing, 12 technique. Great decisions for center back. Great player. I believe here's the icing on the cake here. We got Dest, which is a very fine prospect in this game. Not even any American bias, he just is. I believe these two loans, both Diaz and Dest, have optional future fees. Yes, 19.75 million, and they're not even too outrageous. I think um, Diaz is even less. And man, it is. I have been watching him. Who did he play the other day? He lit it up. He scored a brace just a couple days ago. Maybe against Udinese, or was it? It might have been a bigger game. It might have been Juve. Anyways, somebody will probably figure out. It's November 16th as I say this. But yeah, he's on loan from Madrid, of course. I remember playing the game when he was at Madrid. He never really turned out, you know. I think this could be one of his best years yet in the game. Love that La Liga release clause there of 744 million. Yeah, 22 million optional. That's not bad. I like to get a quick look who's eating up my salary the most. Dest is actually, oh, oh yes, Taylor Hernandez. In my opinion, in real life and possibly in the game, Hernandez is probably the best left back in the game. That's a pretty bold statement, but I'm willing to make it. You got some other guys like Nuno Mendes, I think can become better than him. You have, you know, players like Rafael Guerrero, who are probably as good as him, but he's probably about to decline. I don't know, what is Guerrero, 28, 29? I think, how's his endurance? Natural fitness 16. Endurance. I'm telling you, I cannot find anything right now. Work rate 13. Stamina 16. Okay, stamina. That's what I meant. I actually brought him to Chelsea as well. I tried to buy all of AC Milan. The only player I couldn't get was freaking uh, Tonali. I kind of wanted Calabria too. He's a player I've always liked. Another player this year, I mean, it's interesting. I feel like FM's starting to give him a little credit. He's 25 now, and off and on, when he was younger, he was kind of Wonder Kid or Wonder Kid adjacent. But I feel like this is probably overall his best year as far as ratings go. We got a great 27-year-old goalkeeper who no urgent need to replace. We got Salamakers. This dude's a freak. How good is he in the game? I haven't even looked. Pretty good. He's an out and out winger. Alright, let's just dive into the tactics. So, I have a number of tactics I employ. I will occasionally employ three central defenders or a five-man backline, but I'm much more keen on four-man backlines. For choosing I'm gonna butcher whatever style I pick. We'll call it control possession. I usually do play with like a 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3, something pretty traditional. I've got a very interesting one I've been doing this year. It's sort of a 4-2-2-2. I call it the skinny press, but it's basically just this box midfield. You don't want both players on attack, and I usually play just straight up deep lying forward, advanced forward. Don't know. We're gonna see how well the team fits to this. They're not going too perfectly. I've got a lot of wingers. Like Salamakers wants to be all the way wide right. Oh, I don't even know how to say his name properly. I will probably butcher it. We're gonna go with De Ketelaere. Um, I have watched him play, so it's dumb. I don't know why I don't never heard his name said. He reminds me of Ibra. He's got a big frame. I mean, look at that, 6'4", but he's very technical in real life. And look, he got the credit he deserves. How often do you see a 6'4" player with 16 technique, 15 dribbling, 16 first touch? It's crazy. Definitely a guy, if we're going to play him in here, we want him to run into the box. Uh, we probably will be with 13 finishing. Yeah, he's perfect to go in one of those spots. So I'm going to go ahead and lay down a few people. My standard tactic, by the way, I like to put fullbacks on attack. I like to have one ball playing defender, one central defender. I even think it's important. Every little bit counts. I take my FM very serious, especially for something like this. Well, I'm not even, you know, if Rafael Leao has a 6 month out ACL tear. We're not safe scumming anything, so we're gonna be just you know giving ourselves every advantage we can. But what I was saying is, if you hover over here, I guess this is something a new player might know, not know. I don't know. I try to think back to when I played, whatever. Did I learn this in the first FM I played? Did I learn it in FM 13? I don't know. But yeah, you'll get no side natural preference, like in real life. Standard right footer on your right side, lefts on left if possible. Definitely not always possible. I don't think, do we have a left footed center back? Kier, very good. He's 33, but still a very good player. I do remember when over the years, and I think most people don't do this. I think this is a me thing, but I've always liked finding as many wonder kids as possible. But it's also, I think, now that they've introduced mentoring, you really see the value more and dynamics and the squad hierarchy. You really see the importance of the older players. Um, like it would not, even though I really don't have much of a plan for these old mother effers. Um, it would not be a good idea at the start of the season to get rid of two team leaders. Um, Also, two great people to have in your mentoring groups. All right. We're gonna try this and see how far we can get. I think we're gonna set up two tactics now. I think Tenali is going to be my best um, defensive midfielder. He dictates tempo, tires long way. Yeah, I want to use him as a volante because he could definitely can get up there and pop away some long shots. But he's this is what he is. He's a deep lying playmaker. Or he's one of those. I think Calabria is probably a little better than Dest. Silly dumb quick fact. We still got Florenzi. Florenzi just got out for 8 months, of course. Just go to the under 20s. Um, Sorry, just had a little squirrel moment there. I don't know much about this guy. PA looks promising. I do have an optional fee of 12 million. We might just give this guy a chance. We'll look at his stats closer later. Binneker, another player I've wanted to play with. He makes Binneker is one of those players. I think every year for the past 5 years, I've scouted him, put him on my short list, and never ended up buying him. I think he is going to play in that role as the volante, the segundo volante. Yeah, fairly pacey, comes deep to get the ball, dictates the tempo. Those are good stats for that role. So, for those who don't know, Segundo Volante is sort of a box to box player that's going to start from just a deeper position than your traditional box to box. Um, Heck, I might as well give one more little lesson here. I'm not going to go into every tactical detail tonight, but this will be the last lesson like this. For those who don't know, when it comes to roles, all changing a role does. You could have one role called central midfielder. You could go in here and do the instructions, and that's how you make all the other roles. So central midfielder support with deep lying playmaker support is just a simple midfielder, central midfielder with these instructions. Hold your position, shoot less, and take more risks. So, be a playmaker, make those risky balls. Box to box, just a central middle roam from position. That's it. Now, Segundo Volante from defensive midfield. That's odd. Why do they give them no instruction in this game? That's very interesting. I wonder if that is a bug, honestly. I don't think I've ever seen a role with no instructions because that would be the base defensive midfielder. Well, we're going to use Volante attack then. Hmm. And I haven't been using that actually. That's intriguing. Gabia is going to be a pretty good defender. One quick way to get a depth chart on your any position. Uh, Click the player. Uh, you're always looking at their age and their potential too. The stars don't tell the whole story, but they are a very good guide. So yeah, Gabby, it looks like my top two center backs are the guys I picked, and Kalulu and Gabby are that's a great. I love having four center backs, two starters, two rotation, and that's a beautiful rotation. You got two people pushing the guys in front of them. I also said I was going to play Kalulu as a right back, but I have Dest and Calabria. So, Kalulu, you were. Oh, well, we have Yasin Adli. I always liked that dude. He's still decent. I don't know. I don't think. Long term, he's not. He's probably not good enough to make the team. Now he's 6'1", fairly technical, kind of like the Ketelaere, but I always liked him better in deeper roles. Watching him when he was in the French league, he was at I think Bordeaux. Let's find out. Oh, it's in the corner. Yeah, look at that, Bordeaux, 99 appearances. I don't know if he's going to be hanging around in the long term. Another player, I don't know if he's. I mean, that's a decent squad player, like it says right there, to have Origi. He can do a job. He's not a very determined fellow. He might be on the transfer list. That's a 22-year-old, very decent kid. I don't know much about him. Rebic is an interesting player. I'm wondering how good he'd be in FM. And he's decent, good distance shooter. Interesting. He's 28, and the only if you ever hear anybody say for new people, if you ever hear anybody say PPAs, that's player traits. Uh, it's like people like to say PPA because it's like player preferred or PPMs. I'm sorry, player preferred moves. It's the same thing. Yeah, he's 28 and all he does is wind up opponents. For this, some people are going to have to change positions. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. Let's go ahead and put Rebic on the field. Now, you can get a very easy, cool, quick, direct comparison. As most people probably know, by hovering over, the reason we weren't seeing the stat differences, it won't work if they're not in your subs. How long is Zidane out? 4 to 6 months with a cruise ship. So if we hover over So Giroud is actually much better than Rebic on, well, not much better, but a little better on some important stuff there for the advance forward. Honestly, finishing most important, but not gonna be the speediest guy. Great jumper, great strength, great heading. They really gave Giroud for 35. That's some pretty good stats. This Rebic is a deep lying forward. You know, I need somebody running behind, and Giroud's not the guy to do it. But we might try Giroud as a deep lying forward. Might even, I mean, he's just so built for it. Might do a supporting target, actually, an attacking target forward. No, I can't make up my mind. Okay, getting in the weeds. Let's get some players in here. You're probably gonna be a sweeper keeper. You're gonna wanna. This is very handy if you, for another new player tip, if you're changing your players out all the time. Just the first time you put your players down, just go up here, change it to what you want, and put personalized for that player. And now, no matter what I do, when I bring him back, it'll, that little icon means it's locked down. Um, my backup goalkeeper is not you. I mean, you're not terrible. I could probably get, I mean, we're definitely transfer listing you. I have no use for you. Let's see. It's early. Let's see if we can get 75K for him. Early in the transfer window, that is. Kalulu, get up there. Okay, I think the Catalaire might be really cool in this AM attacking midfielder attacking role. Getting in the box, shooting. We could give him some specific instruction. In fact, we're going to tell him to shoot more often. Do you place your shots because you could? We're going to go in here. We are going to we're going to discuss a new trait. Episode 2, by the way, we're going to totally overhaul a coaching team. This is probably something for the first few years I didn't do properly. I mean, day one, and obviously we are still in day one. We probably will be for a little longer. And everything we have to do is really get rid of some of the bad coaches and completely overhaul the coaching team. But for now, we will pick whoever. I don't even have an attacking coach. We want to go to finishing training and place his shots. I want him to place his shots. Next is probably going to be try killer balls, which means, the player's going to play a lot of slide rule passes and stuff. We've got some really good players on loan. Let's just pop you there for now. Diaz, you're going there. And I like having the left-footed playmaker right there. I like that a lot. Let's see, who's better? As I expected, Calabria deservedly is better. Ravati, don't know much about you. You are 20, and you're not good enough. Get on the transfer list. I'm not getting anything for these people, but there's no point in them being on the team. Um, you know, if you don't know much about this kind of stuff, I mean, it's just overwhelmingly obvious this person is not ever going to step on the field for AC Milan. He's 20, um, and his potential, even if my scouts have got that, not great. I'm looking at his current stats. how much they think he can grow. If he was 16, we might 17, maybe even 18, we might send him out on loan, see what happens. But no, this is garbage. So I guess we gotta figure out what to do with you, dude. He's not gonna become a striker. He's gonna have. I feel like he's gonna have a hard time adjusting to the middle. He's got such a good crosser too. I don't want him to. I want him on the wing. He might just, when we play him, he might just move out wide. So the second tactic we build will have wingers that will help them with their familiarity up here. If I want to play him as a winger sometimes, just having a tactic they train week in, week out with wingers, we're definitely going to do that. Origi, I don't know if there's a place for you in my team yet, unless it depends on our striker depth. Ibra, you can also go to the under 20. Well, you know what? You have to stay in the senior squad because you're going to mentor some people. Okay, Liao's already, I think he's like accomplished. Look at those stats. He's running them behind. We are going to turn you into a striker. We're going to try it. Right now, he just knocks ball past his opponent. Um, my advanced forward, I always want them getting forward is good. Dribbling through the park is good. He's got the skills. We get to go for that one first, but I think just beat beat the offside trap, and then players like Tonali can pop balls over the top. Hmm. Should be pretty low down here. Let's see. If I was playing him as a winger, that'd be the first thing I got. And he probably will play as a winger sometimes, but I don't want him to arrive late. I do want him to get into the opposite. Actually, because he's so naturally a winger, let's give him this one. That's going to go well with us. Changing him to striker is his new instinct to get into the box. Actually, I'm glad I saw that one. Um, let's finish up looking at our people here. Bakayoko, I cannot believe. Are you still on loan from Monaco or Chelsea? Still on loan from Chelsea. That man has been on loan for 48 years. I am a Chelsea fan, by the way. I just, I feel like this is the kind of player, just let him be. Like, let him find his form. He could have fit in and been a great player at Chelsea. Like many others, just, you know, players don't get any time to bed in. Like, I'm not even going to talk about Mohamed Salah. Let's see. Who is my backup goalkeeper? Morante, you are 39 years old. See, I'd love to get rid of him because he's making 1.28 million a year. Might be hard to do to get anyone to pick up uh, a 38-year-old. I guess you're our backup for now. Oh, in the long term, I want to buy Donnarumma back, but that can wait a while. And that's a homegrown player for us. Messias may not be a great fit in this system either. And he is a 31-year-old Brazilian. Good determination, though. Is he like a team leader? tell you what, unless he is like high up in the hierarchy and very influential, he's probably out of here. Yeah, he's influential, but he's way down here. He is a good, he's a good left-footed winger, and he's a natural striker. I mean, let's look at our strike depth before we decide. Oddly, we'll keep you in the team for now. He's not gonna cut it. I think I'm gonna go ahead and list him without even looking at my depth. I just, I know we can do better. If we can't, then a left back is number one target. We have Hernandez and somebody. Let's see what we get for him. I want people to come after this guy. Their squad status really says it lets other teams know, hey, like, come get this guy. So if we go ahead, agree playing time, surplus, it's going to make us more likely to get a bid. Bakayoko. And yeah, that's where he's ended up. He's just never quite good enough to really. He might be like a backup. We'll see. All right. We do need left backs. We do have Hernandez, but we need a backup for him. Oh, we've already got some really good chemistry going there. Tonali and Benakur, Kier and Tamori. That's beautiful to see. I mean, that's a pretty good starting lineup. Players I most want to get rid of would be Giroud, and it's really just because of age. But Giroud, and it's time for Ibra to hang it up, I think. I mean, Jesus, dude still got 19 finishing. And I've never seen such a difference in the different physicals because he's slow as hell, but still, like a tightrope walker there with that balance and stuff. Freak of nature. We're gonna go ahead and try to get you to rid of you. Here's what we're gonna do. He's transfer listed on a free. If anybody wants to pick him up and take those wages, you can have him. We'll go ahead and put you in the subs, but I think you're going. Krunic is out for 6 weeks, so he is going to be back in time to make an impact on the season, and he's an okay player. At 28, his personality and his determination isn't what I want to see in a 28-year-old. I want my older players to be real leaders. Fial has a lot of upside. Jeez. Who's in front of you? I might be able to get rid of somebody. Gabia, Klulu. Ooh, let's right now. So if you want to compare two players, I want to see exactly because Gabia could go this year as good as he is. I think this kid has more upside. So we're gonna compare their stats right now. And if Malik here is balling enough, he could get in there. Gabia. I can't believe Florenzi still plays here. I think he's played for every team in Serie A. Whenever I think of Florenzi, probably a lot of people who do this actually. I think of the goal he scored against Barca in the Champions League about, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago, I guess. Deep, looked like a cross, but he swore it was a shot. Um, we were looking at Gabby. They are not terribly different. Okay, Mateo there can kill him on the stats that do not matter at all, except for passing. One better. I think Theo's better. I think we can get rid of Mateo. Can't believe it. That could be a good source of income for us. Not know we had that many. You're on as my backup left back for now, you loser. Oh yeah, we have freaking. Oh, he's on loan. Oh, a really good filter. Hide. Not at club. That'll get rid of obviously your on loan players. And Krunic, where we decide about you? Haven't decided. Okay, could be selling Gabia and Krunic. And right now it's I gotta put somebody up there. I don't. Just right click it. Really need some strikes. So we need strike depth. Our attacking midfielder spots are covered. We do have wingers. I don't feel that's good on striker depth. I'm going to play playing a lot of two striker systems. So we need another striker. I'd like another young midfielder and a left back. And now, after all that, let's look at transfer budget. And it sucks. We've got to ditch some players if we do want to spend money, so I think we're going to say bye to those guys. I'm thinking I can, yeah, so some final notes. I think we could bring in somebody like Alejandro Balde behind Hernandez. We don't need to buy a center back this year. In fact, we need to sell one. I think I am going to make use of wingers. We may not stay with this as our primary formation. We'll see. This is always going to be an option, though. Let's go ahead and finish it out real quick, and then we'll call it a night. So on this formation, you definitely want to focus to the middle. That seems kind of obvious. You want to keep it narrow. I like to play with a high tempo, um, expressive. Uh, I'll usually work the ball into the box because even though I'm playing a two striker system, I want to keep possession in this, which is why we keep it compact. We play short passes, and it stays in there. In transition, I like to play out from the back, but I also like to counter like an insane fan and counter press and push everyone to their limits. And I will say another thing. I have noticed fullbacks in this system, it may be this system specifically that I'm using because they are doing extra work with no winger helping support them. But in this system, my fullbacks have had trouble lasting a full 90 in some games on my Chelsea save. Yep, this is new. Well, this is all new. It was just play offside trap. Now it's step up more, drop off more. There's no just offside trap button. I like the cross engagement. This is what I typically go with. Because we're playing narrow, I do want to trap inside with this two defensive midfielders. I mean, this formation is all about boxes. You basically have box A, box B, and of course Boxy. And then outside of that, you have two attacking fullbacks, and that's it. They get up, get down, whip in crosses, need to be just good all around threats. Out of possession, we're going to lower the line just a little. Um, mm, what am I forgetting? Sometimes I play for set pieces. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with these guys yet. Okay. Alright. And we will see if this video is trash or not. I did right. I actually wrote a couple notes down and didn't look at them for this whole thing. Oh, let's do this real quick. It's a note I wrote. I actually wrote check loan reports, but I just realized we didn't look at our development center at all. Okay, so that's amazing. I said I needed a striker, and I have a freaking wonder kid who is, you are going to get playtime, buddy, season one. Jovial personality, 9 determination. Yeah, we're going to mentor you into a beast. So we're just going to move to senior squad. That's awesome. And then Florenzi's, just showing Florenzi in there. How long are you injured? One more time. By the way, anybody who's been playing the game for a while knows this, 7 to 8 months. There's basically no point in trying to sell injured players. This is what you do. You just stick them in your under 20s or whatever. Um, you just wait. He's resolute, determined. I do. You actually might stay in the senior squad. You do need to be in the senior squad to be a part of a mentoring group in any way. Um, and I believe injured players can mentor. So I've actually got some pretty good assets there. I like this. This is another new thing, supporter profile. Um, you get an idea of what kind of fans you have. And I think that can be pretty cool. Um, the loan report. All right. What freaks of nature are out on loan here? They don't need to be Maldini, Pani. I don't think I have any amazing players on loan. Decent guys. You suck. You're not gonna. Well, you might. I don't think you're gonna cut it, buddy. You are not gonna cut it. Yeah, not really anybody great on loan. And for some reason, I'm loaning this 17-year-old kid on my under 18 squad from Juve. Whatever. I'd love to terminate it, but I can't right now. I could terminate the Bakayoko loan, which would save me. Ooh, that's probably happening. $4.5 million in salary. Even though I didn't call anybody out, let's look at the under 18s. See, this is what's great too about having your little default screens. So often I'll hop into a screen and sort by potential. Farina. This. So this is a case where they don't look amazing, amazing, but they are 16. This can fluctuate. That's what the scouts currently think, but it's very good. And you can see it reflected in that Even though he's 1 star, there's a few numbers starting to pop out. We can see 14 dribbling, 11 technique, 14 off the ball, 14 decisions. Yeah, this is a promising kid. In fact, this probably isn't going to last after preseason, but for preseason, we're going to move him up to the senior squad. And this year in preseason, we get 15 slots. So you can go in there. Oh, that's the other kid I moved up. Was a beast. And we have filled our 15 slots. And you want to get rid of both those goalkeepers. We're going to sell you. We're going to sell somebody else up there. It'll come back to me. I might sell Adley. I like him, but all right. I'm rambling on. Time to go to bed. If anybody watched all this, I very much appreciate your time. Good night.